Hi, welcome to Ask the SHS Expert. Today I'm here with Mr. Hazel, our TV teacher.
Hi, Lily. I decided to put my money where my mouth is, as they say, and volunteer myself as tribute to be on the show because I ask so many other people. So I figured, only fair if I do it.
We appreciate that. We appreciate that. Do you want to talk a little bit about what classes you teach here at SHS, what you do here?
I'd love to talk about that. I have the privilege of teaching you and others in TV and media production 1 and TV and media production 2. And we also have an intro class program. But yeah, I've been teaching here at Salem High now for about 6 years, I guess, almost 7.
Wow, that's awesome. Mm-hmm. Why did you choose to teach TV out of all other classes?
So, like many CTE teachers, I had a past life, and I worked in TV and media production, and I wasn't a teacher. So I went to college, and my undergrad from Framingham State was in television and media production, and then graduated, and I started working at a local access TV station, and then I started doing some freelance production work, and one of the cool things I was able to do in that time was make some TV commercials for like the Chateau restaurant.
No way.
I actually made a Walmart TV commercial one time. And
we're going to have to watch that.
Yeah, I can pull those up.
That's awesome.
But I did that for a group of guys that had a TV show called The New England Tailgate. It was Fred Smirlis, Steve Diossi, some other former New England Patriots players. They had this TV show on like NBC Sportsnet or whatever it is, or Comcast. At the time, it was like Comcast Sportsnet. And so that was a lot of fun. But long story short, a job opening came up in my hometown in Waltham, and I became a TV specialist where I would work with kids. There wasn't really a vocational CTE program at that school. And then my then mentor, who became my principal at the time, said, "Oh, we should make this into a CTE program." So I filed all the paperwork and put together the whole binder and package and created and built a program. And then years later, my heart was calling me to New Hampshire and came over here to Salem High School, and I'm very fortunate to be here. Love it. Love the kids. Love working here. And yeah, the rest is, as they say, history.
That's awesome. We love to have you here.
Oh, well, thank you.
What do you think over the years or at your past job or wherever, what is your favorite project? I know we do a news section of our class. We do short films. We do a bunch of different stuff, music videos, stuff like that. What is your favorite thing to teach and watch?
It's weird because when I first started teaching TV and media production, I didn't do a lot of film production, but that's become my favorite. The film unit. So I think my favorite thing is what you guys are doing right now, and you did it last year, but it's watching you guys write a script for a short film, rewrite it, talk about it, debate it, present it to the class, rewrite whatever, and then watching you guys make those scripts come to life in a short film format. That's probably my favorite thing. And then we submit those to a statewide competition, and seeing things seeing the successes of last year, especially a TV1 group winning second place out of 80 films in the state of New Hampshire, and seeing something like that and just being in an environment where you're in a theater and you're watching all those films, and then all of a sudden, boom, it gets announced that, second place out of 80 films. I mean, that was pretty sweet. So that's probably been my favorite thing.
Yeah. I think it's wicked cool always when we do the short films, just to see, because there's not a lot of criteria that we have to meet. Right. There's not a lot of guidelines, if you will.
It's wide open.
How creative people get and how different some films are from others. Some are really dark and horror films and whatever, and then some people do really lighthearted, funny stuff. I love seeing how creative everyone is, how different the projects turns out.
That's so true.
That's
and
my favorite.
When you say that, there's no a lot of film competitions have you need a character, you get a genre, you get a prop, you get all these things. And for this film festival, it literally is whatever your brain can come up with, whatever you guys can think about. You write it, you shoot it, you edit it. And I'm always fascinated, where the heck did that story come from? Completely out of nowhere. And I never would have thought of that. And that's part of it too. Another one of my favorite things is watching you guys do things that I don't think that I would have thought of or could have created. So that's where I get really impressed. Yeah.
And it's so cool when we get to talk about our ideas to the class, and everyone chimes in on, I love how you did this, but what if you did this?
Isn't it crazy? And people get pretty passionate.
Exactly. And it's like, oh my gosh, I never thought of that. Like, that's a great idea. You know what I mean? Like, I love how collaborative all of the things that we do.
Yeah, those critique sessions.
That's what makes it different, I think, from every other class, is just how much input you can take from other people. And it's like you truly work together on everything, even if you're not directly in a group together.
And that's, I couldn't agree with you more. Like, just recently when you guys did that, and then all of a sudden there's so many voices. My biggest thing is controlling all you guys, because everyone wants to talk at once, and I try to point, but then the conversation just goes into this big kind of crazy creative thing, and everybody's just throwing out ideas. And those moments are cool for a teacher, because you're like, they care. They actually care. I'm like, when you're feeling down, and many teachers will feel down at a lot of times, and they feel like, oh God, no one cares. But oftentimes you guys will snap me out of it. And when you get into those sessions like that, where you're critiquing each other's work, or you're offering up suggestions, and you're all very passionate and vocal, I'm like, I care. They care. And I always say, kids get kind of funny because I say this, and they're like, are you sure? I always say, in these processes, when you guys are, quote, fighting with each other, because it happens a lot, and there's a lot of hurt feelings and fights, skirmishes, and like someone will come out and say, blah, 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 we had a huge fight, and I'm like, good. And the kids are like, wide-eyed. What do you mean good? That's not good. I'm like, it is good, because you're passionate. You weren't fighting about a TikTok post. You weren't fighting about some social media thing. You're fighting about a script. You're fighting about an idea. Your groups are like battling it out. And those fights are more like these, you're just all passionate about something. You all want your idea to get in there. And so I always say that those fights are good. And you guys are like siblings.
Exactly.
It's a family environment in that TV class.
Exactly. Yeah. It's nice. It's constructive criticism.
I should flip the script on you. Why did you take TV?
Well, I love being on camera. I've always loved being like the center of attention, as obnoxious as it sounds.
No, it's good. It's good.
I
like it.
I've always been the one at like family parties and whatever, even since I was little, getting up and singing and dancing and whatever, even though I can't sing or dance. But when we came and visited the CTEs 2 years ago, before I signed up for this class, and we got to see this studio and all of the things that were produced, and a bunch of my friends in the past have done this class, and I was like just amazed by how beautiful the studio is, how nice you were, how everything, and I was like, I think this is something that I would want to do. Like, I've always wanted to have my own talk show. That was always like,
and you did that last year.
I did that last year. I got to do that for my final. That was
late nights with Lily.
That was my favorite thing that I've ever done.
It was fun.
And yeah, I was just super interested in seeing. I've never taken any sort of class like this, and still to this day, I can say after taking it, I've truly never taken a class like this.
Well, we're glad. Now people that don't know, you're from Windham High School.
I am.
And so you're a sending student, and you guys all travel here every day. And that's another cool thing about my job, is I get to meet kids from other schools.
Yeah.
So I have all these connections into Timberlane and all these connections into Windham High School. And I never had anything like that before, so that I love too. I love that part of this job, that I get to make those connections with you guys and meet a lot more kids outside of the Salem High kids, and that's pretty cool too.
Yeah, I think that's my favorite part also, is just like, I have a bunch of friends from Timberlane now. I have a bunch of friends from Salem. There's only like 4 Windham people in my class, and I've been in Windham my whole life, so every time I'm in classes at Windham, I'm taking them with people that I've been in class with for 12 years, which is awesome, but it's like coming here is a whole new group of people, and we've made like a whole little family over here,
like you said,
which
and
I love.
It does. It like makes my heart swell, as they say, when I see you guys doing stuff together. You Timberlane kids, Windham kids, Salem kids, outside of this class, going out and hanging out and doing things, and like it strikes me, because I'm like, I see the Emilys and I see you and I'll see Lindsay, and all of a sudden I'll see you guys out together and working on projects or just being social, and I'm like, that's so cool. These are kids they never would have met.
It's so cool.
And hung out with.
It was such a good opportunity.
I'm glad you took it.
Yeah.
I'm glad. We're very lucky. We have a great group of kids from Windham and Timberlane too, and mixed in with our Salem kids. It's people don't know, it's 50-50. There's about 10 Salem kids and about 10 Windham and Timberlane kids, and we're very lucky. Very lucky. Yeah.
It's awesome. It gives me a little break from the day at Windham too.
Yep.
Every day I get to just take
come
a
and be
bus
creative
ride over here. Exactly.
Yeah, good stuff.
I love it.
Yeah, so I mean, that went fast.
I know.
It's a fast 10 minutes, I guess.
Like,
it really is.
I have so many more questions to ask.
Go ahead, fire away. We'll go. We'll make this one go.
All right,
this will be extended version.
I wanted to talk about your life outside of class a little bit.
Sounds good.
Your family and whatnot.
Yep.
What do you like to do in your free time?
So I'm married. My wife, Jackie, she works here in the food service department. She's the administrative assistant to the director of food service. Our stepson, Joey, he lives with us in Derry, and he goes to West Runningbrook Middle School. I was previously married, and I have 3 fantastically beautiful, amazing children, and my twin boys are 19, and they're both in college. My son, Jack, is at Worcester Polytech, and he's studying engineering. And my son, Luke, is at Bryant University. He's studying finance. And my daughter, Paige, is a sophomore in high school, and she's a little drama girl. She was one of the leads in Our Town when they did the fall play. And then she told me what the spring musical is, and I can't remember now. It was an interesting one, and now I don't remember, but she'll be trying out for that. And she's also in their show choir. Show choir is kind of a big deal. I
was going to say, your sons did that too, right?
My son Jack did, and that's like a really big deal in some schools. They travel all over the country and stuff.
That's so cool.
As far as my free time, a lot of it is spent at Lake Winnipesaukee. A lot of my summers are spent up in Winnipesaukee, and most of my weekends, my mom lives up there, so I go visit her pretty much every weekend. And boating is a big part of it, snowmobiling when I can. Yeah, those are pretty much my big interests outside of school. I'll be traveling for the holidays, going up to the lake for the week to Winnie.
Nice.
I love Lake Winnie.
That's
and
awesome.
yeah, I was a skier my whole life, but I raced for years. I raced for Loon Mountain. I raced for my high school team, and then I just kind of burnt out of it. And I'd like to get back into skiing. I have found myself getting back into golf though.
That's good.
Took a long hiatus from golf, but now I started golfing this past fall, and I'm like, uh-oh, I got the bug, and now I know it's going to cost me a lot of money. Chasing around the little white ball. But
it's all in good fun.
But yeah, that's about it. That's
awesome.
me in a nutshell.
That's
so
awesome.
yeah.
All right.
Thank you. I know we went a little long, but
you
know.
That's all right.
I can do that. As executive producer of this show, I can make that
You're in
call.
charge.
Lucas Corral, he's over on the he's directing this show for us right now. He's doing a fantastic job. So yeah. That was fun.
All right. Well, thank you for being here, Mr. Hazel. We appreciate it.
Me. Yeah, appreciate it. Happy holidays
See
to
you
everyone.
next week. Happy holidays.
All right. See you then.